Ever had the feeling that someone is standing right behind you? Not close enough to touch, not far enough to ignore. No footsteps, no movement. And yet, your body knows before your mind does. Because fear doesn't ask permission. It doesn't arrive suddenly. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't knock. It just appears, already inside the space you trusted. It starts as pressure, as awareness, like the air behind you has changed density, like the space behind your shoulders has learned your shape. It happened last fall. Nothing dramatic, nothing unusual, no storm outside, no strange noises in the distance. Just a long day, a familiar building, the kind of exhaustion that makes bad explanations feel believable. The kind of tiredness that convinces you everything is normal. The elevator was out. A handwritten sign. Black marker. Careless letters. Out of order. So I took the stairs. I remember noticing how quiet the building was. Not peaceful, just hollow. One floor at a time. First floor. The sound of my own steps felt louder than it should have. Second. The lights flickered, but stayed on. Third. That's where I heard it. Footsteps. Not behind me at first. Just present. Soft. Uneven. Like someone walking without fully committing to each step. Not chasing, not following, just there. As if distance hadn't been decided yet. I stopped. My foot froze mid-step. The footsteps stopped too.
That should have been comforting.
It wasn't. Because echoes don't hesitate. I waited. Too long. Then I moved again. Slowly. Carefully. They followed. That's when the brain stepped in, with something comforting. Fatigue. Echo. Imagination. Because the mind hates admitting when it's not in control. But imagination doesn't breathe down the back of your neck. I didn't hear breathing. I felt it. A warmth that didn't belong to the room. A presence that didn't shift when I shifted. The door to my apartment was closer than it felt. My hand shook as I reached for the handle. Metal is supposed to be cold. It wasn't. The door opened. The light came on. And the sound disappeared. Too fast. Silence replaced it. Cleanly. Perfectly. Like silence had been waiting its turn. That's when I saw the shadow. On the wall. At first, it looked normal. Right height, right proportions. Nothing strange. And still, something felt wrong. Its movements lagged. Not much, just enough to make my stomach tighten. Like it was copying me, but slightly late, like it was watching first, then deciding. I shifted my weight. The shadow followed. Late. I raised my hand, slowly.
The shadow raised its hand too. Late. Not delayed by light. Delayed by choice. I took a step forward. The shadow moved closer. Not forward. Closer. Too close. Closer than it needed to be to stay connected. Closer than it should have been. That's when I looked at the mirror. Not for comfort, for proof. Mirrors don't lie. They don't interpret. They show you what exists. The reflection made it clear. The shadow was standing closer than I was. Not behind, not beside, closer. Right there. And it was smiling. Shadows aren't flat. They just pretend to be. They learn. They memorize distance. They study posture. They map the way you stand when you think you're alone. They wait until being separate no longer matters. After that, darkness was never empty. Light shows faces, movement, people. Darkness shows what's always been there. The space behind you. The angle you never check. The place mirrors don't warn about. So here's the question. Are you sure no one is behind you right now? Not touching, not moving, just close enough to replace the outline when you finally turn. Don't turn around. She doesn't like being noticed. That's when she moves faster. That's when she decides it's time to stand where you are. Subscribe. It's the only thing that keeps the light on.